name's Jade Ruff, and I'm going to be talking to you today about ethics. So, a little bit of background on what ethics is. It's a branch of philosophy that involves defining and recommending concepts of right and wrong behavior. So, to break that down in a little bit of simpler terms, it's an area of study that deals with the idea of what is good and what is bad behavior. Philosophy plays a big part in ethics. It attempts through logic and through reason to answer the everyday questions about life, human nature, knowledge, morality, and everything in between. It takes a lot of skill, and it teaches you how to really think critically about your topics and to make diplomatic arguments and so much more. According to William Kingdon Clifford, it is immoral to believe a claim without evidence. When you're critically thinking, you're using your moral reason, and common sense kind of comes into play there. So you want to use that and feel out the topic at hand. If it doesn't have strong evidence behind it, the premises aren't there, it's not meeting up with the conclusion, it's probably not right, and it's something that you probably shouldn't believe. So there are a lot of important features about ethics. One that has really stood out to me through the past couple chapters is learning how to make the right decision. When you're looking to make the right decision, whether to believe a claim, statement, and it can help you in an argument, you want to look at, you have premises and you have a conclusion. Conclusion is the topic that you're talking about at hand, and your premises are the supporting claims. There's normally 1, 2, or 3 of them. You always want to look at them and look, are they true? Do they sound right? Do they back up each other? Do they make sense to back up the conclusion? Something important too when you're believing a topic or reading about something, you want to look at where this information is coming from. Is it someone who is believable? Is it a reliable source? There's a lot of things that come in hand in that. But like I said, the main thing that you want to look at is your premises. Do they back up and support your conclusion? That would lead you to believe a claim that yes, it is true, yes, it is morally right, and it is okay to believe. So there are a couple different elements of ethics. I did pick 2 that stood out to me in the week 2 readings that we did. The first one was the preeminence of reason, which says that ethics involves and even requires critical reasoning. A little bit more in-depth definition of what critical reasoning is, because I was talking about it previously, is it's an objective analysis of facts to form a judgment. The subject is complex, and several different definitions exist, which generally include the rational, skeptical, unbiased analysis, or evaluation of factual evidence. The other element that I chose was the principle of impartiality, which says that the welfare and interest of each individual should be given to the same weight of all others. That one stood out to me because thinking on that one, I think of like our prison systems as a good example. For 2 people, let's just say, who commit, I don't want to say murder because that's harsh, but we'll do robbery. They rob a store. You have someone who has a lot of money and someone who doesn't have any money, comes from high up, comes from not that, So what you think is that they would both be treated, or what should happen is that they both be treated equally, both get trialed the same way, both get the same punishment. Well, in today's world, when you have money, you get to, people, you get in and out of things. So unfortunately, what would probably happen is the person who robbed, who has money, will get a better lawyer and will be able to get out of it or get a lesser sentence, while the other person who doesn't have much, probably doesn't have a good lawyer, they're going to get the shorter end of the stick. They're probably going to get the most sentence, and it's just not going to work out well for the other person. So that's where all the moral judgment and everything ties into place. With dental hygiene being my major, I believe ethics is a great thing to have an idea about. Being in the healthcare, the public recognizes by virtue of education and our special skills. We do have a sense of right and wrong and our beliefs about rights we process and the duties that we owe to others in the community that we're working with. I did read up a little bit about medical ethics. I found some great information. What it does is it involves in examining specific problems, usually in a clinical case, during the workday, hospital surgeries, all that kind of stuff. We use our values, the facts, and the logic to decide what is the best course of action to take. So it's very important when you're dealing with the public and the patients, because you always want to make sure that you're making the right decision in the best interest of the patient. You want them to get better, you want everything to be right, and you want to have a successful day with your team. So I do hope that I have given you a better understanding of what ethics is and further into philosophy. We do use ethics every day in our daily lives, and I do believe that the more we know about it, the better off in the future and in our careers that we will be. I feel the more we choose to use it, the better off we'll be, because you can just accept the facts that you learned, like through your parents, or you can venture out and start understanding and learning your own things. The more you know about it, I feel it gives you better people skills because you're able to think critically and figure out if statements are true or false with our moral judgment and common sense that I was talking about. You're also able to put up arguments and rebuttals about topics. So that's a very strong conversation skill to have. I also believe that it just keeps us grounded with a sense of harmony. Just because you are able to understand things better and have your own opinions about life. So, that concludes my project. Thank you so much for listening, and I do hope that I taught you something and have given you a better understanding of ethics. Thank you so much.